We spent a lot of time talking about COVID-19's impact on our elementary school kids, public schools, but it's also having massive impact on higher education. From admissions and testing, grades and gap years, students in the schools they attend are making very different decisions about how to access education during a pandemic, and it's becoming clear not all students are experiencing these setbacks in the same ways. New data from a University of Utah think tank breaks down those changes and highlights how higher education might move forward. Joining me this morning to tell us more, Max Seawright, the director of that think tank, the Sorensen Impact Center at the U. Max, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you, Sarah.
So we're talking about the MAPS program. That's what this is called, right? Can you explain what the MAPS program is? Why did you decide to take a deep dive into higher education?
Well, the MAPS project is all about surveying the future of higher education, especially what that means for students. Over the past few years, a number of scholars have made predictions about how many colleges might close over the next 10 years. For example, the late Clayton Christensen thought it might be as many as 50%. So for the past couple years, our team has been trying to bring some additional clarity to those projections with our own predictive models. And since 2019, we've been convening experts from higher ed, the ed tech industry, nonprofits, and accrediting bodies to explore what all of that means. Most importantly, instead of just focusing on colleges closing, we want to know what the future higher ed landscape means for students. So for us, this year has not only been the culmination of a few years of work, but a chance to explore how the pandemic might be accelerating some of those trends we've been seeing in the higher ed space, and revealing the cracks that might need to be repaired to make sure students succeed in the years ahead.
Got it. Interesting. So you've been looking at this for a few years, and then I'm sure you had to kind of swing and adapt, as we all did, to the pandemic. So I understand the project really looks at COVID's impact on higher ed in like our states, our institutions, and really our students. Is there a particular finding that has really surprised you?
Well, even before the pandemic, we knew how much college students depend on their institutions for housing, food, work, and their social life. But I'm not sure anyone on our team was prepared for the firsthand stories we gathered of students who experienced homelessness and financial insecurity as a result of losing on-campus housing or jobs. The other thing I'll mention is transparency, which is even more important than we thought to students. A lot of goodwill can be garnered and built on explaining decision-making processes to students and broader college communities. It's really time that administrations create new ways to hear from students, and not just the students who have the time and resources to participate in student government or on-campus groups.
Got it. Interesting. I'm curious, why is it so important overall that we have this data to show that the pandemic really has impacted some students way harder than it's impacted others?
Well, I think this data will help us make the right decisions for the years ahead. We know that demographics are changing. We want the students of 2030 to succeed as much as the students today, if not more. And so having data that breaks down information about race and sector and income and all the ways that students identify is going to be important for us to make the right decisions going forward.
Mm-hmm. So I understand we've really just scratched the surface here. Your research is really interesting and so in depth. Where can people go to see it? Where can institutions go to see it and maybe apply it?
Well, you can follow us on social media at SorensenImpact.com. At Sorensen Impact, and you can check out our website, SorensenImpact.com.
Okay, awesome. We're talking with Max Seawright, talking the MAPS project, the data project at the University of Utah. Max, thanks so much. We'll have all of this linked on our website too, abc4.com/JMU. Thanks, Max.
Thank you.